Do you go to that place of what that'll be like when they say, Edgar, come to Chicago?
That. Yeah, I'm dreaming with that every night.
You dream of that every night?
Yes. Every night when I go to the bed, just think about that moment.
And sometime in 2025, Edgar Quero will very likely get to experience that moment. He's knocking on the door for the major leagues, and he joins me on the White Sox podcast to talk about that and a whole lot more. Hey everyone, it's Chuck Garfien, and the more I have watched Edgar Quero play, and the more that I've spoken to him, he was on the podcast back in June, the more I'm impressed with who he is as a player, as a person, and as a competitor. We spoke over the weekend at Sox Fest, and we talked about a whole bunch of things, like what it was like defecting from Cuba, saying goodbye to his family members and friends, and then coming to the United States, not speaking the language, and quickly learning English so he could be a better catcher and a better teammate. I mean, back in 2021, Edgar did not speak any English, and you're going to hear what he sounds like now. Also, how he wants to be a leader, like Yadier Molina, why he was a better hitter last year in AAA versus AA, and why he sees a bright future for the White Sox. So it's Edgar Quero dreaming about his major league debut, that and more. Let's do it.
All right, so Edgar Quero is with me. You grew up in Cuba. You are now in Chicago, where the temperature at last check is in the single digits. How are you dealing with this cold?
It's pretty good, man. I mean, first time in weather like that, I feel good. Pretty good to be here.
Yeah, but one thing you said to me before we started, how am I going to play in this? You will not have to play in this. Even in April, it doesn't get this cold. And if it does get this cold, there'll be no baseball. They'll cancel the game. So don't worry about it.
Yeah, I was thinking about that, but now I feel like chill now.
You feel better now?
Yeah, I feel better now.
So yeah, I grew up in Cuba. And how big was baseball in your life growing up?
It's pretty good, man. I mean, growing up in Cuba, started playing baseball at 5 years old. And, you know, there to here is a lot of stuff going on. And, you know, so happy to be here. That's what I dream, and I feel pretty good to be here.
Yeah, the journey for people who grew up in this country to the major leagues is one thing, but to come from Cuba is another. How did that happen? How did you end up leaving Cuba and get to the United States? Because it's not easy. Yeah,
I remember 2019. I take the decision to move to Dominican Republic. I fly Cuba from Haiti and cross the border Haiti to Dominican Republic. You know, I signed over there in Dominican Republic. I've been there 2 years in Dominican, and I signed with the Angels. You know, the rest is history.
Yeah, but when you do that, you defect, you leave family behind, right?
Yes. I come with my mom, my dad, my sister, and a trainer. But my grandmother and my uncle are still over there. And some friends, you know, you're still with friends over there. And I have like 5 years right here now. I mean, 2 years in Dominican, 3 years here in USA. Hopefully I can go back on the end of this season.
Yeah, you haven't been back since?
No, since 2019, yes.
How tough has that been for you?
It's pretty tough because, like I say, I have too many friends over there, too many family. They happy for me, and you know, I want to be there with them too, you know.
Yeah, but it's all about chasing a dream.
Exactly, it's all about dreams and all about like getting better and my dream coming true. And you know, like I say, I'm so happy to be here in Chicago right now, and this is my dream, you know.
How long has it been your dream to play in the major leagues?
I think I started playing baseball with 5 years old, but at the age of 9 or 10, I was thinking about big league already. So,
who were your favorite players growing up?
I would say Yadier Molina. Every time I say Yadier because that's the guy I was watching when I was growing up. You know, I trying to get like him about behind the play because he's a leader, you know, like kind of he play like for the team. He play to help the pitchers, and I want to be like him in that part.
Yeah, not everyone wants to be a leader. Some people's personalities don't really fit that. Why do you connect with that kind of player?
That's my personality. You know, all my career I've been that player, like pushing the other players to win because I'm the guy like I like to win. I don't like to lose. So that's why every time I'm trying to push my teammates, my team to win a game every day, to go out to the field, I'm trying to win, to do everything to win. Yeah. That's what I want.
And to do that, you need to, I think for the most part, especially if you want to be a leader, speak English and Spanish.
Exactly.
So is that why you wanted to learn English?
Yes, it was tough at the beginning when I've been here because I don't speak English well. But yeah, I started learning in 2022 when I play in low A. So
you've only known English for 3 years.
Yeah,
2
exactly.
years maybe.
2 years. I've been here in 2021. I arrived here in the USA. That year it was impossible to me to speak English. But yeah, in 2022 I play in low A in California. It's kind of like more American players, and you know you have to talk because if you don't talk with everybody, you're not gonna play because you know, especially in my position, you have to talk with the pitchers to get a plan, you know. And yeah, especially when you moving up the leagues, high A, double A, triple A, you're gonna lose. I mean, it's more American players and more American coaches. You have to talk English. It's mandatory. I mean, that's why I speak English. That's why I learn English.
Yeah. Well, you get traded to the White Sox. In that trade, you and Ky Bush. What has it been like so far in the minor leagues? And I know you're focusing on eventually getting to the major leagues, but what's it been like so far for you last season specifically?
So far, it's pretty good, man. Like I say, I'm so happy to be here with Chicago White Sox because I feel like my home, like a family. Because you know, here there was a lot of Cuban players before, and I feel good with that. And especially last year because we do a really good job in minor leagues. And especially in Double A, we won the championship. I've been there for the half of the season.
Yeah.
But you know, I had that team. We, like me, Baldwin, a lot of players. We're moving up to AAA, but we help that team, and the guys coming behind us, they do a really good job, and they win the championship.
Yeah, you won the first half title.
Yeah, exactly.
And a lot of you guys ended up getting promoted.
Yeah.
Did you almost want to get sent down at the end so you could be there because you couldn't, obviously, you were in AAA.
Yeah.
But what was it like just to see that happen and you weren't a part of that?
I mean, I was happy for that because I knew like we all was pushing for that chance, you know. Especially like we know was doing like really good job in the big league team, so we have to do something in minor leagues because the organization stay in good spot. You know what I mean? And you know, I feel happy for being part of that team in AA. With the coaches and everybody, really good team, and so happy for that.
I was looking at your numbers, and you had good numbers in AA hitting-wise. They got better in AAA.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure. So what happened there? Why were you playing better, hitting better in AAA than AA?
AA is pretty hard, man, to hit. I'm telling you, I think it's the best league. I don't play yet in big league, but AA, I think it's close to the big league because AA pitchers, everybody. I mean, everything has like 2 or 3 prospect pitchers in that team. You know, and everybody's throwing 100, 102. Everybody, the starter to reliever to closer. AAA is kind of like more. It's kind of like more breaking balls guys, like location, and you know you have the chance to take the adjustment like more like quicker. You know what I mean? Like that's why I feel like more lose in AAA.
So do you think, from what you're told, is AAA closer to the majors? Or is it AA? Or is it a kind of a blend? Because the way you're talking about AAA, there's a lot of pitchers here that do that.
Yeah, I think it's kind of like everything together because when you move to the big league, I think it's the below with location, with outspeed. It's kind of like everything. It's AA and AAA together in the big league. So that's why you have to keep trying and keep working in everything.
Yeah, I think that fits you because you have a good eye. You're a patient hitter, and you know what you can hit and can't hit. Where did you learn that?
I've just been there all my life. I mean, I'm that guy. I like to swing. I don't swing too much. I don't swing too much. I like to swing like my pitch. I'm trying to swing what I want. So this year, I strike out a little bit more than last year, but I trade for power, for homers and slugging and OPS. But yeah, it's kind of like I strike out a little bit more, but I do a really good job, and I'm happy for that.
All right, so that is by design. You want more power and OBP, which will also bring some more strikeouts.
Exactly.
And that's that. And why are you doing that? Mm-hmm. Why are you doing that?
I do that because I think right now, especially where you're hitting in the lineup, if you're hitting third, 5, 4, 2, or 6, you have to do something different, like to help the team, because you're gonna come with people on base most of the time. You have to do something. I mean, especially if you hit the ball in the gap, you have to hit the ball in the gap. You have to hit homers. You have to take base on balls. And I like it. I like it.
So you want to be the catcher of the future for the White Sox. You also want to be, a good teammate. And the White Sox acquired 𝗗cie𝗶𝗹 in the offseason. So what did you think when that happened?
That's good. I mean, I was happy because it's kind of like I say another day. It's more like good players for the organization. In some points, we're gonna be in the top on the big leagues, and we have a lot of good players in minor leagues too. And I think like everybody together, we can do a really good job.
How close do you think you are to the major leagues?
I don't know how close I am, but I say like I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go spring training, and I will be ready for everything, for sure.
Do you go to that place of what that'll be like when they say, Edgar, come to Chicago?
That. Yeah, I'm dreaming with that every night.
You dream of that every night?
Yes. Every night when I go to the bed, I just think about that moment. Especially that moment working to the box and listen my name and my number. Taking my first at bat in the big leagues, that's what I dream every night, for sure.
What would that mean to your family?
I mean, for me, it's something super big. For them, I think is the biggest thing in their life, for sure. Because, like I say, it's everybody pushing together in the same way to try to make my dream come true. You know what I mean? It's kind of a lot of work behind that, and it's something really big.
And you look at all the prospects, the future. What do you think about the future of the White Sox?
It's gonna be motion because, like I say, in the future we're gonna be with really good team because we have so many talent in minor leagues, especially AA, high A. This year we're gonna fight again in minor leagues because we have a lot of good teams, a lot of good players too. And in the big leagues, for sure, with those young players, 2 or 3 years, we're gonna be in the top in the big leagues too, because when you giving the chance to the young players to play, we're coming hungry, and we're gonna play every day. We're gonna play hard, and that's why I think like we're gonna be in a good spot for sure.
All right, good stuff there from Edgar Quero, and what he said there at the end, that is pretty much how I'm seeing things playing out for the White Sox. Certainly hoping for that, for sure. I mean, in 2025, you're going to see young, hungry prospects filling out the roster as the season goes on. And I really believe they're going to give you something real and something meaningful to watch and cheer for. ESPN prospect expert 𝗗cie𝗰𝗶𝗟𝗀, who came on the podcast soon after the 𝗵𝗵 trade, he released his top 100 prospects in all of baseball on Wednesday. The White Sox have 6 players in there. Noah Schultz is the highest. I believe Schultz is at 18. Caro is 54th. Kyle Teel is 38. And I think 5 of the 6 top prospects will be in the majors this year, the 6th probably being Braden Montgomery. But I will tell you this, I'll be very interested in watching Braden Montgomery in the minor leagues this year. He could be coming fast. We'll see. But there's also Hagen Smith and Colson Montgomery. So those are the guys with the 3 I already mentioned, Schultz, Caro, and Teel, who are going to be on this team, I believe, in 2025. So both catchers are close to the major leagues. I assume Caro and Teal will start in AAA because you have Corey Lee and Matt 𝗚liche currently on the 40-man roster. This is a competition to watch this year. Maybe in spring training, we're going to see how this whole thing shakes out. But clearly, Quero and Teal have a big part of the White Sox, are a big part of the White Sox future. And if you're wondering how the White Sox are going to be better this year, there are many reasons. I should maybe do a podcast on this, why I think the White Sox will be better this year, but I'll do that at some point. But I'm going to give you one stat that I am hyper-focused on for this year. It's not a sexy stat, but it's a big one. Walks. On-base percentage, but specifically walks. I know you do not watch baseball games for walks. I am not excited about walks. It's pretty boring, but for a team that was lacking walks in the biggest way last year, I love me some walks with the White Sox in 2025 because that is how you win games. You win games by drawing walks. The top 8 teams in walks last season all had winning records, and they were at the tippy top for the most part in the standings. The White Sox have placed last in the majors in walks the last 2 seasons, and of course, they'll be last in on-base percentage as well. In 2024, the White Sox on-base percentage was .278. .278. So why do I think it's going to be better this year? Or I'm going to give you some... Here's what's coming, ladies and gentlemen. Here is what is coming, boys and girls. Edgar Quero, in his entire minor league career, I get it, it's the minor leagues, but his entire minor league career has a .397 on-base percentage. Kyle Teel in his minor league career, a .404 on-base percentage. Chase Mydroth, .425. Now, are they going to have this kind of on-base percentage in the majors? I'm not expecting that, but something that's going to be above .278 and certainly hopefully over .320 and .330, that would be great. So that's just a handful of some of the minor league players, but look at the major league guys on one-year contracts who have been signed. I'm sure most of you aren't even thinking this, or maybe you are, but I am very much looking at all these guys they brought in. What do they bring to the plate? Mike Tauchman, last 2 seasons with the Cubs in the major leagues, combined to have an on-base percentage of .360. He draws walks. Austin Slater, who I think is pretty much going to be a platoon guy. He's really good against lefties. In his career against lefties, Austin Slater has an on-base percentage of .364. Josh Rojas is coming off a down year offensively with the Mariners. He signed a 1-year deal. But despite having a down year offensively, he had 46 walks. That would have led the White Sox. And Colson Montgomery, who struggled in AAA, had a whole lot of strikeouts, way too many, but he also had 69 walks in Charlotte, which would have been like 25 more walks than anybody on the major league team. Good plate discipline wins baseball games. Bad plate discipline or no plate discipline loses baseball games. Loses so many baseball games, especially close ones. And the White Sox had all sorts of close games last year. 51 losses by 2 runs or less. You get a walk here or there, keep a rally going, good things can happen. So Edgar Quero had a .382 on-base percentage in Charlotte in 110 plate appearances. I see him and a lot of these prospects coming up. Are they going to struggle in the major leagues? Yeah, I think so. But collectively, they are going to get on base more, and they're not going to have a .278 on-base percentage as a team. And if they do, I don't even want to go to that place. I don't see that happening. I just do not see that happening. Are they going to be in the middle of the pack in walks? That should be the goal. That should be the goal. Get in the middle of the pack. Believe it or not, in 2021, the White Sox as a team were 4th in the majors in walks. 2021. In the last 2 seasons, dead last. So Edgar Quero will bring that plate discipline. He's a switch hitter. Very curious to see how he does. Kyle Teel as well. And spring training is right around the corner. Pitchers and catchers report on February the 12th. And yes, I will be in Arizona bringing you so much White Sox content, podcasts. Got a lot of ideas and plans in the hopper, and looking forward to bringing you all of this once again from Glendale, Arizona. That is a wrap for this edition of the White Sox Podcast. My thanks to Edgar Quero. My thanks to Edgar 𝗶𝗹, producer/editor behind the scenes. And Hawk Carrollson, take it away. It's all yours.
All right, Chuck, this edition of the White Sox Podcast is over.